so much for joining us on our revisiting series. Excited to show off this particular build. Check this out. All right, so we are now at stop number 13. We've had an awesome day. Our clients are just excited to see us. What I love about this is a referral from one of our clients, and they have been college roommates, good friends their whole life. Gus put in a water feature. They had us come in after that because he loved it so much and had us put in this small pondless waterfall. And then Gus put another one in his front yard. So I love that our clients are talking about it with their friends. I love that they want to have more than one and they're putting them in different spots. One thing I love is they've sent me pictures of their grandkids playing in this, and what a cool thing to get as a pond builder, because we're trying to tell people how this is going to enhance their life, how they're going to make memories, and when they actually are doing that and they're sending us pictures, we love it. I think this is just a great location for this pondless waterfall because it's already on a hillside. That's so fun for us to get a play on a hillside when it's already here, because we get to cut into that hill and it makes it feel more like that water feature belongs there and it was always there. Another thing I like is that it's a little bit elevated above the patio. What that does is it gives us some more interest to look at from the kitchen windows. So from the sliding glass windows, from the deck up there, by elevating it, we're able to see more water from a different spot. So it's not all disappearing into the gravel at the patio level. So you're able to really enjoy it from up top. I love coming back to these projects because a lot of people are very concerned about what we're about to do to their yard. This is heavy-duty construction, and we are about to bring in quite a lot of material. Even though this is a small pondless waterfall, you're looking at us having brought in over 20,000 pounds of material. That's quite a lot of material to bring in. So we like to say, yeah, it is heavy-duty construction. The only way for us to get that kind of material back here in these beautiful large stones is utilizing machinery, and that machinery isn't always friendly on your yard, and we will oftentimes do our best to protect it with job site mats, but there's still going to be some divoting. So what's fun for me is every time we've come back today, all the lawns, everybody's grass, everybody's yard hardly can tell that we were there. It hardly looks that we moved what we moved into their backyard, and that is so great because a big concern people have is, what's my grass gonna look like? And I have to be honest, we're gonna make it look pretty bad. But if you give me 6 weeks after the project's done, it's gonna look a lot like it wasn't here. And then there's the instant gratification option of choosing sod. If you'd like to upgrade for the sod option, that's an option too. But for me, I'd rather put my money in the water feature because that's the thing everybody notices. Not many people are gonna notice your dirt in your yard while the grass is growing back. Honestly, no one really does because they're too busy looking at this. And like I said, it's a small pondless waterfall, but there's so much going on. I'm really happy with the way this project turned out. We have some beautiful boulders, but I love how we did that split on the middle waterfall there, where we have a pretty wide one, and then we have a little horsetail waterfall too, where it's just kind of sneaking its way through. I feel like that's something you might see as you're walking through the woods. And they've done a great job, again, adding their own personal touches. I love these little lanterns and the little statues and the cattails and the iron flowers mixed in with the real flowers. Such a compliment. One thing I think you can tell by watching our revisiting series and going back to these with us is just how much people love it and love making it their own by adding these things. Every single water feature has been different today, even though every single one we've used this same granite boulder. Not one boulder is the same, not one scenario is the same, and everybody gets to personalize it how they want it personalized. Isn't that awesome? It's so fun. I love my job. Nick the Pond King Water Gardens, creating living works of art 1 yard at a time. Thank you for being here. We want you to subscribe to our channel and let us know how we can make our channel more fun for you, because that really is the theme of our channel. Water features are fun everywhere. This time it's right here in Prior Lake, Minnesota. I love my job. Check this out. We're at stop number 14 of the day, and it's about 7:45, and we've been having a blast. And it's so fun to keep going back to these and seeing personal touches, seeing how well loved they are. This one looks beautiful. It's crisp, it's clean, the water looks great. This is a pondless waterfall we built a few years back, and what's fun for me is it does feel like it's kind of coming out of the woods. Again, we're trying to achieve that look of an iceberg having gone through here, melted, left behind this awesome water feature. I think we really achieved that here because you can't really tell where the water is coming from, and the way they've planted it, helping transition that backdrop to the foreground, so all of a sudden, as the years go on, more and more and more, it's gonna feel like this is actually coming out of the woods and that this was always here. I love the flow, I love the positioning of it. It's got great views from their deck where they like to entertain. There's a nice outdoor fireplace out here that they love to sit by and listen to this running water. You can see where their grill is. They've got just beautiful views all over the place. It's just a great backyard for entertaining. What I love with the water feature is you have a shared experience in that the water feature is here, but someone can be sitting by the outdoor fireplace here. A couple of ladies can be sitting there enjoying a conversation, and it's completely independent than the guys that are sitting over here maybe having a cigar by a bonfire. And they're independent conversations because this water feature is creating a little bit of a sound barrier. But what's so fun is they can become a unified conversation very quickly just by going, "Hey honey, do you remember that one time we were at that outdoor park and that crazy animal got loose?" That's the kind of thing that you can kind of have at a party like this, where you can have those shared experiences. And the water feature is allowing independent conversation, but you can still have these group feels and have a really good time together. I don't know if you noticed, but every water feature we've been to on our revisiting series has lights, and you're probably only gonna see a couple of them because we really do our best to hide those into our rock work. And so when you're looking at it the daytime, you're not looking at all these plastic things that are sticking out like a sore thumb. You're not looking at wires everywhere. We're really trying hard to hide our liner, hide our components, hide everything so it doesn't look like a man-made water feature. And I think we did such a good job on that here. To me, this doesn't feel like it was man-made. To me, it feels like something you'd see and stumble upon as you're walking through the North Woods. How awesome is it that we get to play with these beautiful boulders? There's like marbles in here. If you could take that and put it in a tumbler and polish it, that boulder right there, you could sell that thing as a piece of art just because of how beautiful that rock is. That's another thing that's so fun for me in this career is we get to take things that were in the ground for potentially millions of years, and then we get to showcase them that you wouldn't have otherwise seen the beauty of it. So that's one of our things as an artist, is we get to showcase the beauty of our natural world in ways that others may not have seen it. And so that's what I love getting to do with our rock work, is really showcasing the beauty of these rocks. I feel another compliment here, like they've invested in this. They've added a garden over there. They've added to this garden. They added their curbing, and it's just looking great. So I'm loving the way this has turned out. Let's get you that moving water. Make it easy to take care of. Turn that headache into the new destination that you just can't wait to go home and see every day.
Done.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I was so relaxed there. I fell asleep. You know, it's stop 15 here on the 15 stop day, and it's just been a great day. Check this out. been a person who values integrity in life. My dad and mom, they really instilled that in me. You know, your word should mean something. And when I started the business, that was really what it was. I really wanted it to go back to kind of the old school way of doing business, where a handshake actually meant something. And we would shake your hand and say, we're going to do this for you, and we would actually do it. And so when I tell people we're going to create a space where it's going to attract birds, it's going to be a place where you're going to have memories, it's going to be something you just can't wait to get home to. And then we go back to these water features we've built, these pieces of art that we built for people. And they end up telling us all the things that we said while we were talking to them about this water feature is true. That is such a good thing to feel, because I never wanted to be a salesman per se that we're so used to here in Minnesota, the used car salesman kind of feel. I never wanted to have that feel. I never wanted to be about that or have anything like that. And I came across a quote that really sums that up well for me, is that sales is not something you do to someone, it's something you do for them. When we're trying to design a water feature for someone, I honestly don't think in terms of money. I think in terms of what is the goal? What is it that you really want? And we work out a bid with people, and we show them how we do this proposal and how every line item helps us arrive at that total. And if that's not within your budget, it wouldn't be within my budget. And I understand that. So the goal is to really fine tune your design and really get it right to where your budget is, so that we can create a piece of magic for you to just come home to, your own private refuge. And you can tell that birds are very important to them, and making sure we attract birds. And so we did a really nice wide areas where we've got some pooling areas here, and they have a beautiful natural prairie garden right behind the pond here. So you can tell that it's just a great place to attract all of this wildlife. You're attracting dragonflies, flies, bees. You're just promoting an ecosystem. And this sound of running water is that beacon that's really pulling in all that wildlife. I bet they see a ton of deer. They probably see some foxes and coyotes. They see all sorts of birds. And it's such a cool spot because we're down here in Rosemount. And it's a very wide open area where you can see that animals are going to want to come and interact with this. I love that we're bringing the sound of running water to their home, and I love that all the views are looking out right at this water feature. So if you're doing the dishes at the sink, you're not feeling bored while everyone's at the TV. You're actually drifting away looking at your water feature, forgetting that you're doing the dishes. Cracking open the window at night and the sound's just going into your master bedroom, helping you drift off into sleepland. We also had an awesome challenge, and this is one of the things we encourage you as our clients when you're working with us, is to give us challenges. What is it you really want? Because we want to design this around you. This is yours. And one of the things she challenged us with here was she really wanted to have a waterfall falling like a sheet at the bottom, and having that you can't really see where that's falling onto. So you can't see the gravel. So when you're walking up to it, it really has this really cool feeling to it of mystique and wonder, because it's crashing in front of you and then it's disappearing. That definitely brought about some design challenges to make sure that we were allowing the proper gravel channels, the proper water flow to be able to disappear into our basin without creating too much damming and when that damming happens, the water will ride over the top of debris and then you're dealing with a leak. So we made sure that we created a big basin that is welcoming and the flow goes to a certain spot. So if that debris does build up, it'll just build up to it, being able to continue to crash into our basin, keeping everything in our contained unit. One thing that's really standing out to me as I look over this water feature is just all the care they've got into it. I love the candle lanterns. Those are so fun for me. I love the annuals. Those in the potted plants are so pretty to me because we're pulling in things, kind of tropicals, things that don't do really well here in Minnesota, and we're getting them to thrive. And then when it's a little too cold come fall, you get to switch those out and you get to switch them in for like that fall feel where we got some mums, and maybe you'll throw a couple pumpkins around for some orange. And then when it's winter time, you can still switch out those pots with some, I like when they do little birch twigs with some pine twigs coming out and a little bit of cranberries. I think that's something that's really cool for the winter. So by adding annual planters like this, you're really encouraging you to really do stuff throughout the whole season, which is awesome. We've got the sun setting here right now. I'm not sure if we'll be here when the lights do turn on or not, but hopefully the lights will kick on because that is my favorite time to enjoy a water feature. We love to tell people we give you 2 water features for the price of 1. We give you your day pond and we give you your night pond. Yeah, well, it's true. It is 2 different experiences. Looking at it, I'm loving our rock work. This is one of the features where we started really realizing the importance of working in our small rock with the big rock, because those big rocks really do stand out as unique, and they're huge and they have that big impact. And then the small ones just have this great way to complement them so that your eye is traveling to the big ones. And there are some really cool big boulders in there. This was flat land before we started too, so this whole buildup we did, so you can see our rock work on the boulders behind, so we are kind of mixing in a retaining wall of boulders with outcroppings, and I think it gives a really natural feel that really gives you some great places to plant things. Everything's looking lush, it's looking beautiful. I love my job. I can't believe we've been to 15 stops today, and it is so fun because every single one of them has made me smile. Every single one of them is running the way we want it to, and we've got memories being made by our water features. So if you're ready to start making your own memories, it's time to give us a call, 952-454-3101. Ask for Nick the Pond King. Tell them you saw this on YouTube and you're ready to have your own water feature, and we'll come out and we'll create your very own living work of art, 1 yard at a time. I love my job. We are Pond King Water Gardens, where we create living works of art, 1 yard at a time.